Welcome. This section is measuring progress for continuous improvement. Before we begin, if you haven't done so already, please take time to watch the leadership overview on the leadership homepage. It will provide additional considerations for leadership practices that support inclusive technology. In this section, users will learn about the critical role of evaluation and its impact on achievement of goals, leading to a district to gain vision and insights on essential activities for implementation, and strategies for developing a data collection plan to evaluate activities. Conducting evaluation and measuring progress in schools and districts is a critical component of ensuring that technology initiatives are being implemented successfully and achieving desired outcomes for all students, including those with disabilities. This process also forms a basis of a cycle of continuous improvement, enabling you to shift strategies and resources as necessary to realign to more effectively meet goals. Meaningful change takes time, and measuring progress can help keep the momentum going over the long haul. One example, Intermediate District 287, ISD 287 in Plymouth, Minnesota, documents their accessible content technology initiative to create a system of continuous improvement that builds internal capacity. They are constantly looking for ways to operationalize practices and create a culture of sustainability throughout the district. Sustaining means sticking with the work if it's important. Throughout the evaluation process, ISD 287 is able to share data with key stakeholders, recognize all stars in the organization, and alter initiatives that aren't working. This work has led to a sustainable system that prioritizes the production of accessible digital learning content.
Every evaluation is different and conducted for different purposes. Most evaluations, however, generally follow the same basic steps that lead to the use of your data to make improvements to your system. One basic step is to be clear on the questions you're trying to answer. A logic model is a helpful graphic representation of what you hope to accomplish. It shows the relationships among project goals, activities, outputs, and outcomes. Creating a simple logic model can serve as a starting point and help focus questions, which in turn will lead to clarifying what data will be needed to measure the effectiveness of your project and the implementation and outcomes, and how those data will be collected and analyzed.
An evaluation plan is not a one and done. It is important to review the evaluation plan on a regular basis to refine the key questions needed to guide the data collection activities and instruments. Reviewing on a regular basis will help identify the sources of the data and determine how the data will be analyzed. Ultimately, the results of any evaluation will be used to inform and enhance student learning and teacher practices. Collection of both qualitative and quantitative data helps to tell a more complete story about technology implementation. An example of qualitative data might be observational narratives about the ways in which students are using the computers in the classroom. Some examples of quantitative data are the number of technology devices available or the number of professional development hours offered. Quantitative sources might include data from software applications, previous evaluations, technology inventories, and use. Qualitative data sources could include meeting minutes when technology purchasing plans were discussed and decided. When developing your data collection, be mindful of the potential barriers to effectively using that data. Some common barriers include the incompatibility of data systems and tools that make data analysis difficult, delays in being able to collect and analyze data in time to make changes to instruction, and inconsistency in detail and quality of the data collected. As you plan for data analysis, again refer back to your logic model for clarity on how to interpret the results and take action based on the data. Using baseline data or comparison groups can be helpful in the analysis. And measuring progress and evaluation takes a team. Be sure to include everyone in the process to manage timelines, oversee logistics and budget, collect and organize data, analyze data, and to create data displays. Remember to communicate results with internal and external stakeholders.
Next, review the resources and the vignette on the Measure Progress for Continuous Improvement page of the CITES website. Then, use the self-assessment tool to identify where your district is in the process. Finally, keep in contact with us here at CITES to get encouragement and support on your journey. Join the conversation today.